Hi, I'm Keith Holland from the Guitar Hospital in Los Gatos, California. And we've been discussing a lot about electric guitars recently and all the fun toys that go along with electric guitars. For instance, the pickups. You can change your pickups out on them, and you can use effects. There's really great effects out there. Amplifiers can be fun to play with, and basically, acoustic guitars. You have an acoustic guitar and you play it, and there's not an awful lot that you can do. But with electric guitars, there's a lot of toys that come along with it that are kind of fun to mess around with. And we're going to talk a little bit further. We've talked about pickups a little bit, and we've talked about effects pedals. Let's discuss other options that you have on your electric guitars that you can. Some of these you can do yourself, and others maybe you would want to have a repair specialist to take care of it for you. Let's take a look at tuning gears first. There's a lot of tuning gears on the market, and in the last few years, these new locking tuners have been really a fine thing, addition to guitars. They can make changing the strings a lot easier, as well as helping keep your guitar in tune a little bit. The way a locking tuner works is there's several different kinds, and the way specifically they do work. But basically, what happens is a cam goes up into where the string comes through and locks in the string. There's two things that does that can relieve tuning problems, and that is the fact that that string is locked in there, so it removes the variable of the fact that the possibility of the string maybe pulling out of the hole a little bit that it's mounted into. The other thing that it does is it cuts down the variable of the wrapping of the string around the tuner. When you install the string, you pull the string all the way through, tighten it down, give it a couple of turns, and then you're in tune. So you don't have the windings necessary around the tuner that are required on non-locking tuners. Also, it saves a lot of time when you're changing strings. You can, like I said, you pull it through, just tighten it up, and there you go. That's one kind of locking tuner. These are the Spurzl style. Schaller makes them as well, that just have a thumb wheel here that locks the tuner in, locks the string in. And there's others. There's the vintage Kluson style tuners have that locking system as well, but they're a little different the way they work. As you turn the crank here, that moves the locker into position to where it locks up like that. So it's a little different, but works the same basically in the end. And that's a fine, a really cool thing that you can do is changing your tuners out. One thing to keep in mind is when you do change your tuners is that it can affect your tone of your guitar. So you probably want to discuss it with your repair specialist to make sure that you get something that lines up with the tone of what you're expecting the instrument to sound like too. Because if you go with a heavier tuner than what you have on there now, it's going to change the tone of the guitar. So it's something to consider as you go along. Also, then let's talk about bridges a little bit. This is a tremolo bridge, kind of a Paul Reed Smith type bridge that has a fulcrum point here in the front, and it can either float or be against the body. But the best way these work for vibrato is to float. If you have a Fender style vibrato, maybe a good idea to go to maybe an aftermarket vibrato such as this style, or maybe one that like Wilkinson makes that has two fulcrum points, and it's a little it stays in tune a little bit better, and it's for the guy who really wants to vibrato a lot. He may want to go with a different style of bridge on there. Let's take a look at this guitar here. I'll bring it over. This one has a Bigsby style vibrato on it, and this is a modification for a Gibson style guitar that might have a tailpiece back here. Now you can modify your guitar without changing anything and go to a vibrato, a Bigsby style vibrato. They have on the market. They have contraptions that fill in to where the old tailpiece was, and covers up that area, and you can mount your Bigsby on the back here to have a vibrato, which is a very cool thing to do. Once again, I think this is something that you may want to have a qualified repair person do, but those people who are pretty savvy and good with tools and good mechanically can probably do this themselves. This one actually, the bridge has been replaced with a roller bridge. It has little rollers here. Looks very similar to a Gibson-style bridge, but the rollers help stay in tune a little bit more, because as you turn the vibrato, the roller moves with the string, keeps the string from hanging up in there. So that's another nice change that you could do in the bridge area for guitar. And that's our discussion on a couple of ends of the guitar that you can help to improve or change the way you play. Thank you.